What's up guys, welcome back to Diddy Reviews. Today I've got a brand new case from Aerocool and this is the Hive ARGB, so I'm going to do a build in this and show you at the end what it looks like. Right, so there we have the Hive ARGB by Aerocool. This is a brand new case. It's a mid-tower case and fits up to an ATX motherboard in it. As you can see from the video, it's an absolutely really unique case. I've not seen anything like this before, and I think it personally looks really good. Some people might disagree, some people will agree. It depends on your taste of case, but I think in terms of being unique and not like everything else out there on the market, it's actually really good. Now let's talk about the first positive of this, and that's the price. Absolute bargain at just under 50 UK pounds, so probably around 50 US dollars. And for that you get in the case, which comes with a tempered glass side panel, and also you get 3 fans in it, and they're both ARGB fans. Now the big thing about this as well is the front two are 160mm, not really a size of fans I've ever heard of before, but you get 2 of those in this and one 120mm at the back, so for that it's absolutely amazing. And if you take into account the price of how much the fans may be, then they're probably at least £30, so you're paying about £20 for the case. That's my rough estimate anyway. So like I say, an absolute bargain. So if you're looking for a budget build, this case is absolutely brilliant. Now with that, let's talk about the thermal tests and see how it performed in terms of airflow. The case does have a pretty much open mesh front. It is quite a tight mesh, so it should give a really good airflow, and it shows in the results. So the first test I did was Time Spy 3D Mark, and I did CPU and GPU. Now for the CPU I reached an average of 48 degrees and a GPU of 33 degrees, and the temperature, ambient temperature, was around 21 degrees at the time, so not bad at all. Then I moved on to Unigine superposition, and I measured both again, and the CPU got to an average of 47 and the GPU an average of 42. This is, by the way, with an 7700K all-core 4.5 GHz, so not a massive overclock, but just like a nice level playing field. Then I moved on to just some CPU tests. I used Blender BMW render just on the CPU side, and an average of 78 degrees there. And then onto Cinebench, and I got an average of 66 degrees. So again, absolutely brilliant results for the price you're paying. You cannot complain whatsoever, and like I say, it looks really good as well. Looks the part. Now for this test I did use the Aerocool Cylon 4 cooler, so obviously depending on what cooler you get depends on your results. I will be doing another video about that cooler later on, and I'm basically comparing it to a much more expensive cooler and just see how it holds up against that. That will be the Be Quiet Dark Rock 4. Now let's talk about a few things I'm not particularly happy with about it. There's not a lot, and they're just really small things, to be honest with you. So as I mentioned in a previous case review of the Aero 1, the SSD mounts at the side of where the motherboard is are quite hard to use really, because if you use them, especially on this case, then you're basically blocking off the pass-throughs for your 24-pin cable, as long as if you use the top one anyway. However, there is space underneath in the PSU shroud to fit at least 2 in there, so that's not much of an issue at all, I suppose. With the PSU shroud, obviously it's nice to have a PSU shroud in a case like this. Sometimes you don't get it on a much more expensive case, so really good positive there. And there's also space to mount 2 fans on top of the shroud as well to feed extra air to your GPU. I may do a test on that at some point to see actually what it does in terms of GPU temperatures. Other than that, the only other flaw I could see, it's not really a flaw, it's very minor, is there could be a little bit more room for cable management. There's not a massive amount, but there's enough really. You're not going to be sticking anything too major in there. You shouldn't have too many cables in a system like this, because it is for a smaller system, and it is based at a budget system, so you shouldn't be going overkill with this. And then the water cooling sort of support for it that comes as standard is you can get up to a 360mm radiator in the front AIO. You won't be able to fit custom loop in there, there's just not enough room, and you should be able to get a 240 at the top and a 120 at the back, depending obviously what you use. However, I will say in terms of using the front one, if you do have a massive GPU like mine's 1080 Ti, it is absolutely huge. I'd struggle a lot to get a radiator in the front as well, because there's just not a lot of room. But like I say, this is aimed at a budget sort of build, so you'd probably be looking at a much smaller GPU, maybe like a 1650 Super, that kind of sort of card, which are generally a little bit smaller, and then you'll have no issues fitting one in at all. So that about wraps it up, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you an insight into this case and whether you want to buy it or not. Personally, if you're looking at a budget build, I highly recommend this. It's really, really good. And like I say, for the price, you're getting a lot for your money. You don't even need to buy any extra fans for it, so you're saving money there as well, really. And obviously, if you've got extra fans or you want to put some more in, you can stick at least another 4 in. You can put 2 on top of the shroud and 2 on the top as well as exhaust. And there's a dust filter on top as well. So like I say, absolutely brilliant for a budget build. I wouldn't recommend it for a really high build, because you're going to need more room really for a higher end build, I would say. But other than that, absolutely fantastic buy. So I highly recommend this case. Like I say, I'll be doing a video about the Cylon cooler on its own, just to show how it performs against a much more expensive cooler and see how it holds up. And then I'll just make sure you subscribe for that one. And hit the bell icon to be notified of when that video goes live. And please give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on how you feel, and leave me any comments in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.